So I'd like to welcome you all here to today's free webinar hosted by Prevention Plus Wellness, LLC, located here, as always, in beautiful St. Augustine, Florida. My name is Dr. Chudley Worchin. I'm CEO and founder at Prevention Plus Wellness. And we have today, you can see what's new at PPW, what's new at Prevention Plus Wellness. So I just wanted to go over some of the some of the programs and training. We've been hard at work creating new stuff for you all based on the feedback that we get from prevention and health professionals across the country and even abroad. So I hope some of this stuff is of interest to you. But if you have any questions, just let me know. I'd like to make this as informal as possible and let you participate as much as you want. So if you have questions, if you have comments as we go along, just type them in that chat space or the Q&A space and we'll take a look at them. I think we have plenty of time. I only have a small number of slides to show you, and then it's really up to you to let me know if you want to dive into any of these new programs and products and trainings that we're offering to learn a little bit more. So I'll spend as much time as you want together, but we can also be done with this very quickly, I think, today. Just to let you know, a little housekeeping issue, and that is next week, we will not be having a webinar. We're going to take a little break from the webinars as everyone seems to be on vacation. And we'll resume them back in July. How does that sound? Everybody okay with that? Hello, Felicia. If you want to say hi on the chat space, if you want to type in your name, you want to say hello, you want to say where you're from, the organization, you're welcome to do that. And again, like I said, I want to keep this as informal as possible today. Like always, I'm recording this, so I'll send you a link to this recording. I'll send you these slides, and these slides, of course, have these links on them, and so you can just click on these links and you can learn more. And you could share the slides, and you could share the link to the recording with anybody you want, and I highly recommend you share widely. And you'll get a certificate for 1 hour CEs as well. So any questions before we begin? Anything you want to state, you're welcome to. I just want to say thank you for all you do, for the good work you do throughout the country and world to protect and promote the health and well-being of youth and families in your region. It's a real honor to be spending time with you and interacting with you. So we got Ashley saying hi from East Alabama Mental Health Prevention Service. Hi, Ashley. Thanks for joining us today on a summer day. All right, so here we go. Let's take a look at what are the objectives for today. There's 3 of them. We are going to be exploring the 2022 Prevention Plus Wellness programs and the media campaigns. So we'll go over that. Secondly, we're going to review the training options for becoming certified as a program implementer and as a trainer. And thirdly, we'll discuss how these new PPW programs and training options can be used to reach youth and families with evidence-based substance use prevention programs and strategies that also promote healthy behavioral lifestyles among youth and young adults. So that's what PPW is all about. This integration of addressing not just substance use, but also as important as that to address these chronic disease risks that are even more common among youth: physical inactivity, not eating breakfast, poor nutrition, not getting adequate sleep, uncontrolled stress. All of this is addressed in our single programs and media campaigns. So we believe it's essential for youth overall physical and mental health. And so that's why we're really committed to the model of Prevention Plus Wellness model. I see a couple other people checked in, so I want to say hi to these other people. Let's see what else who checked in. We got Felicia already, Ashley already. Felicia, thanks for all the good information. I'm from Hines Community College. You're welcome. Amy is from Brooke Hancock Family Resources in West Virginia. That's awesome. Beautiful state. And we got Lisa from ESD all the way out there in Washington State, beautiful Washington State. So thank you guys for joining us. Again, not that much to share with you. It's up to you if you want to see samples, if you want to see more information. I'm going to ask you, let me know, and we'll delve more into these materials. If not, we'll wrap this up pretty early today, I think. But I will go through all the slides to show you all the materials, all the programs that are new. And we'll start here with the Sport 3 alcohol, marijuana, and e-cigarette prevention plus wellness program. So this is brand new, hot off the press, a 3-lesson prevention plus wellness program. Now, most of our programs are a single session. They're evidence-based practices, screening and brief interventions. You screen youth for their current health behaviors to increase their awareness of their substance use, whether that's alcohol or opioids or cannabis or e-cigarettes, as well as their health promoting behaviors, physical activity and sports, breakfast and nutrition, sleep, stress control. So that's step one. You screen their health behaviors to increase their awareness of their health habits. Step two in the screening and brief intervention model is you provide feedback on each of those behaviors, each of those health behaviors. And the model, based on the behavior image model, uses and focuses on positive images designed to cue unconscious images of themselves being more fit, active, healthy, successful, very motivational. And this increases motivation for change. And of course, during that feedback, you're also linking how substance use, again, depending on which program, whether it's alcohol, e-cigarettes, et cetera, how those substances harm and interfere with you achieving the positive health promoting behaviors and those very desirable future images. So that's step two, feedback, screening and feedback. Step three is goal setting. That's the action piece. That's where you initiate behavior change, and to the extent that you encourage youth to continue to set goals every week, that's where they'll develop self-regulation skills to start shaping their own behaviors and learn some self-efficacy, some self-confidence. So that's the 3-step model: screening, feedback, goal setting. It's designed to be implemented in a single session. Now, that said, we now have 2 multi-lesson programs. One is Sport 2, which is 6 sessions. Today, though, the new one is Sport 3. That's what we'll be talking about. So in the past, we've had quite a few professionals like yourselves and organizations saying, well, they want to implement sport, PPW, that addresses largely alcohol. They like the marijuana PPW program. They like the vaping PPW program, which addresses e-cigarettes. They would come to us and they would say, well, how can we implement all 3 of these in succession? We have access to youth over multiple weeks. Can we implement one after the other? And I would say, yes, you can. There's some similarities, but it'll be fine. But we felt that it would be even better if we had in a single curriculum, in a single program manual, all 3 of these lessons together and arrange them so that they flowed better and they made sense better and they were easier to implement. So if any of you are in a situation where you have access to youth for more than a single session, if not, please use any of our single session programs. Sport, PPW addresses alcohol and the other health behaviors. marijuana, PPW addresses marijuana, obviously vaping, e-cigarettes, opioid use, and you could use those. And you could, and a lot of organizations will implement sport to one group, vaping PPW to another group, et cetera. Not a problem. That's what they're designed for. And the single session program allows you to get in there and reach almost all youth, even in really, really busy situations and settings, whether that be schools or boys and girls clubs or juvenile justice or what have you. You can get in there with those single lessons. But we're talking at this point about Sport 3. If you want to address alcohol and marijuana and e-cigarettes or any combination of those, maybe alcohol, marijuana, or marijuana and e-cigarettes, this is a perfect program for you because it's all in one package and the lessons are designed to flow from one to the other. So this is a new 3-lesson PPW program. We have a high school, middle school, and elementary school version. It is all of these 3 programs: sport, which is our alcohol program, marijuana PPW, and our vaping, which is our e-cigarette. All of them are adaptations of sport, our evidence-based program. So they do flow together nicely when they're packaged in this Sport 3 program. Okay. We have the Sport 3 programs manuals for high school, middle school, elementary school, as I said, just like we have sport and vaping and marijuana PPW programs for high school, middle school, and elementary school. The Sport 3 also, we have classroom versions, and then we have one-on-one or individual implementation. That's where you provide it to one youth at a time. So you've got lots of options here with Sport 3. So do you want to learn more about Sport 3? There's the link. And then at the end of today's slides, I'll see if anybody wants to learn more. We'll pull up the description. I could show you a sample, whatever you want. I can give you some more information about our brand new sport, alcohol, marijuana, and e-cigarette prevention plus wellness program. Okay, we're really excited about it. We think it's going to be a very, very popular program because it's brief enough and yet it's broad enough to address multiple substances and, of course, these protective wellness behaviors, which are so essential to overall mental and physical health of youth. Now, right behind Sport 3 PPW are these media campaigns that we created. To just give you a little history, we've had in the past a marijuana prevention plus wellness media campaign. We let it get dated and then we didn't offer it for a while, and now we've resurrected it and we expanded our media campaigns to include not just the marijuana media campaign, but a sport media campaign, which addresses alcohol, an e-cigarette vaping PPW campaign, and an opioid campaign. Now, all of these media campaigns are adaptations of our single session programs and model. In other words, they address substance use prevention, that particular substance, and the promotion of whole health and healthy behaviors among youth and young adults. So these media campaigns are fully loaded. They come in a digital download. You get print materials, you get lots of social media posts and images. You even get videos you can post. You get banners. You get flyers, brochures. Some of the media campaigns have PowerPoint slides for lessons. So it's just a ton of information. And so you can take this and you could immediately start implementing it. There's even an announcement that you could send to media, old-fashioned media, print, radio, television, as well as electronic media. You can make an announcement, one announcement or multiple announcements. There's so much information in all these campaigns. They could last several weeks or several months, depending on how you roll it out. And you can also tailor these media campaigns to your particular interest. You can drop in your logo your colors. You could change it any way you want, edit it any want. Hey, listen, this is yours. It's just going to save you a ton of time and energy and effort. So what you got here is you've got the content from the PPW program. So for example, the marijuana PPW media campaign, you get the content from the marijuana PPW program, but you also get a bunch of other evidence-informed information from key sources like CDC, SAMHSA, et cetera. So you got lots and lots and lots of information. So media campaigns are very popular. The jury's still out on their effectiveness, but it's a great way to get out lots of information to a lot of people. And while many media campaigns focus on just changing attitudes or beliefs, ours really goes beyond that, because we focus on getting youth to take that screening survey and to set goals to avoid substance use and to improve healthy behaviors. So that's built into all of our PPW media campaigns, whether it's, as you can see here, the marijuana media campaign, the sport alcohol media campaign, the vaping e-cigarette media campaign, or the opioid media campaign. So we've got 4 of them to choose from. And if you want to learn more, we can go to the website, take a look at more of the description, and I could show you a sample if you want later today. So that's the second. So we got the Sport 3 PPW program, and we've got 4 PPW media campaigns. What else is new to Prevention Plus Wellness? Well, we have this brand new goal plan tracking program. This is an online program. So this is where this comes from. Most of our programs, as I mentioned earlier, a single session, which is great because very practical, very feasible, very flexible. You can implement them in, individually to youth or in a group or both. One session you can get in reach almost all youth for that full public health reach and impact. But some professionals and organizations are wondering, well, what happens after that single session? I can't go back to them. We don't have time. We don't have an access to the youth, but how are they doing? How can we follow up with them? That was the genesis of this particular program. It's an online program that allows you to track your youth, if you wish to, virtually, and to follow up with them and to see to what extent and to encourage them to continue to set weekly goals and daily goal monitoring. So it's an online platform. You put in their names, you put in their emails, and that's the basis for communication. They get a notice, they log in, and they start, again, daily monitoring of their goals that they set from your PPW lesson. Actually, we recommend that they start with resetting their goals online, and it's all set up. It's a curriculum. It's actually almost a 5-week curriculum that they continue to do online, and you can monitor them and see, are they engaged? If they're not, you can email them, you could call them, but you've got some communication with them, and this allows you to continue to encourage them to set and monitor multiple health behavior goals. Again, not just to avoid substance use, but to engage in healthy behaviors. So if you're interested in that, there's the link to learn more. Then I'm looking forward to seeing how well this helps those of you that think that this is something you can use. But we've heard a lot of positive things about this and the need for this. This is the PPW Goal Plan Tracking Program. Our parent PPW programs are relatively new as well. I think we created them this year for the most part, and they're like most of our PPW programs, they're a single session. So essentially, they're an opportunity and they're a tool, a resource for you to train parents in a single session this how to provide their youth at home with positive image and positive behavior communications, very brief communications, and goal setting at home. So it's a way where you could train parents to provide the same communications, integrated health behavior communications, and goal setting skills that you could present to the youth through the other youth-based PPW programs. So so if you have parent programs, if you do offer parent programs, this is much more practical, like our other youth programs, because it's a single session. And you don't get a manual for this program like our other youth programs. You get a physical manual with the scripts to implement your lesson, and you get a download to make copies of materials. This is all downloaded. So you download it. It comes with your slides, your presentation slides with notes in the slides, so you could follow those. It comes with step-by-step directions, and it comes with a really, really critical handout to parents with the material that you reviewed with them to take home and to start communicating and working with their youth. So the parent PPW programs, the content comes right out of the youth program. So we've got a sport alcohol PPW parent program, and the same with the vaping and the marijuana and the opioid, and I think even InShape for young adults. So good programs. If you're reaching out to parents, very practical, very holistic. Again, prevention plus wellness, positive images, positive communication. You give parents the resources and you let them practice these messages. And it's really a good way to get parents to reinforce the essential evidence-based content that you may be presenting to their youth in a different setting, whether it's a school, the community, what have you. So that's the parent PPW programs. New also is our online self-paced program implementer training course. So we don't require prevention specialists like yourself to get trained as a implementer, to get certified as an implementer. And it almost seems like, why do you need training with programs that are scripted, that you just read and that you have step-by-step directions for? I'll tell you, in our experience implementing and training and providing and evaluating these programs, beyond the initial research, making them evidence-based for another 12 plus years, we've seen training and know that training is absolutely essential to understanding and getting the most out of your prevention plus wellness program. Now, again, that said, we don't require it. We just highly recommend it. And we want to make it easy, and we want to make it convenient, and we want to make it simple for you. So because our programs are scripted, that reduces training. It's not 8 hours. It's not even 4 hours. It's more like 2 hours. And originally, and we still offer this, live training as a program implementer on any of our programs for 2 hours. But we decided we needed to be more flexible with people to allow individuals like yourselves to, when you're ready, to log in your training, to complete your training at your own pace. Maybe you can get it done in an hour. Maybe it'll take you 3 hours if you want to go slower and come back and forth into the training. But the reality is, this has been a godsend for you as providers and us as supporting you, because it makes everything so much easier and more flexible. Highly interactive training, this online self-paced training. You get narration from me, you get the content, you get quizzes, you get practice sessions, and it's a really, really solid training, we believe. So, and a lot of good feedback from those who have gone through it. Excuse me. So, and this is to become trained as a certified program implementer. And, the courses will differ because the materials differ. But then again, if you get trained in one or two of our programs, you'll really have an understanding of almost all of our programs, because again, same model, screening, feedback, goal setting. It's just the content that's a little bit different. So anyway, we highly recommend the online self-paced program training. If you're going to get a program manual, then we recommend the training as well. And again, how long it takes, it really depends on how quickly you want to go through the material. You have your manual in hand, and then you go through the content, and it'll ask you questions about it and have you read it, etc. So what about Train the Trainer? So we also offer Train the Trainer training. And so if you take any of our program implementer training, whether that is the self-paced online or the live online, or we come to you and provide a training for your whole group, it doesn't matter. You become trained as an implementer, and then you implement that program. It could be sport high school, it could be sport middle school, it could be opioid adolescent, it doesn't matter which program. You implement that program once, then you're eligible for Train the Trainer. We can do Train the Trainer in 1 to 2 hours, and again, very efficient. And we can do that live online as well as in person. So just let us know what works best for you. The advantage of the Train the Trainer is once you're trained as a trainer, you can then turn around and train others in your organization or your region. They could be other professionals, teachers, coaches, youth leaders to implement our programs. So you can really help save money for others by training others. And the caveat to that is, those you train must still have a program manual. So somebody has to buy a program manual. So there's still a cost there. You just save time and training. I'm convinced, and this is just my personal opinion, based on certain organizations, some organizations love to become trained as trainers, have 1 or 2 people, and then they could train others. They save money in terms of training costs. They don't have to get it from us, but it does take time and it takes effort by 1 or more of their staff. We really feel that the online self-paced training program is really can save you so much effort. So if you can just, you can just have people come and get trained whenever they want. So I think it's lessened the need for becoming trained as a trainer, but still, again, we have some organizations that like the training model, become certified as a trainer, and then they train others over time and you don't need to charge them. So, but online self-paced program implementer training, awesome resource for prevention and health specialists across the globe. Now, this is the last thing I'm going to mention: the unlimited PPW program and license and training licenses. So this is for organizations that typically, but not always, have already implemented our programs, and they know they fit, they like them, and they want to expand their footprint, or they just want to go for it and say, hey, we want to really make a significant impact in our organization or a region. And if that means that you've got a group of people that that will be implementing, the license will save you money. If your group is more than 10 people, you'll save yourself money with your unlimited program license. It's a 3-year license, and you could make unlimited copies of your program manual. So, and you get your digital download and you're ready to go. So it's a 3-year license. You can make dozens, hundreds of copies of your manual, and it could really save you money if you're really reaching, again, large numbers of teachers and coaches and youth leaders and so forth. And the same with our unlimited online training license. We let you have access to that. I think it's 3 years as well. And, you know, you could have as many people. We have to, can't have all thousands hop on at the same time, but as long as we could schedule, we can have lots and lots of people trained, and that would save you time and to do the training in your organization or region. So if you're interested in really having a large footprint of prevention plus wellness, check out these unlimited program and unlimited training licenses that we offer. And that's relatively new too and very popular. So consider those. Now, on the left, if you want to learn more, here's a link to our online catalog. On the right is a link if you want to ask us for any samples. But I'm going to ask you right now, of all of these things that I've shown you that are new, which ones do you want to learn more? By the way, preventionpluswellness.com is where you'll find more. 904-472-5022 is our home phone number, office phone number, I should say, and info@preventionpluswellness.com is where you can reach us by email. So let me go back over all that we've talked about today. That's new. And I'm going to ask you, do you want to A, learn more about this, or B, see a sample of this? So I can do both on any of these. So we got the Sport 3, alcohol, marijuana, and e-cigarette PPW program. We've got PPW media campaigns. There's marijuana, the sport alcohol, the vaping e-cigarette, and the opioid media campaign. We've got the PPW Goal Plan Tracking Program. That's to help track virtually, follow up with your one lesson PPW program. We got parent PPW programs, sport, which addresses alcohol, vaping, which is e-cigarettes, marijuana, opioids, and InShape. We've got the online self-paced program implementer training courses. So we got a course for just about all of our programs. And we've got the unlimited program and training licenses. So does any of you who are viewing today at this time, you want to learn more about any of those? Just let me know in your chat or Q&A space. You want to learn more, or do you want to see a sample? And I'm just going to pause and see if anybody does. If not, that's fine. We'll be done, and I'll be sending you these slides, and you can explore this on your own time. That's not a problem with me. So, okay. So I want to. Oh, we got here. Somebody's responding here. So let's see what we got. Let's see. A sample would be great. All right, Laura. A sample of what? So all of those different things that I've shown you, what are you interested in? I'm going to go through them one more time really quick. So we've got the Sport 3 PPW program. We've got the PPW media campaigns, of which there's 4. We've got the Goal Plan Tracking Program, the parent programs, online self-paced training, and the unlimited licenses. So let's see if you have anything in particular that you're interested in. I was thinking about Sport 3. Okay, all right, so Sport 3, that sounds good. And somebody said parenting programs. So let's take a look at both of those. Let's start with Sport 3, then we'll take a look at a sample of that, and then we'll take a look at a sample of the parent program. Okay, so let me see if I could grab that for you. Oh, that's not what I want. Yeah, so, oops. Screen sharing has stopped. Hey, everyone. All right, so let me see if I could find this for you. Just bear with me as I go to the samples, and let's see, we're going to do sport 3 PPW. All right, I'm going to pull that up, and I'll see if I could grab onto that and share that with you guys. There we go. All right, so all right, so what you're looking at is a sample of the Sport 3 alcohol, marijuana, e-cigarette prevention plus wellness program. This is the high school version. This is a sample, by the way. We could send this to you electronically if you want to see this. So a link to it. It's a redacted sample. That means a bunch of it's blocked out, but you get enough of a sense, I think, to understand what's in the program manual. And all you really need to do with this is a classroom version. We also have a one-on-one, an individual version where you implement it to youth individually. So this is the table of contents for you. You got 7 sections. As you can see, you've got an introduction, you've got step-by-step directions for implementation. We highly recommend training to become a certified implementer of this. You'll make much better use of the material and get better outcomes if you get trained. Even if you are a seasoned implementer and lots of degrees, lots of experience, really training, very, very important. And we got that covered with the online self-paced training. Section 3, you've got screening, surveys, and goal plan. We'll take a look at those. Remember, all PPW programs are screening, feedback, goal setting. It's a evidence-based practices, screening, brief intervention. See section 4, 5, and 6. Those are your lessons, your 3 lessons. You got alcohol, which is a sport, marijuana, and the vaping e-cigarette lessons. They flow because we've adjusted everything so that the screening surveys, the feedback, everything flows nicely, goal setting, and then tools to evaluate your program's quality, fidelity, and outcomes. So you've got the introduction, and you've got step-by-step directions for implementation, and you get your screening surveys and goal plans. So your first screening survey is alcohol. This is actually the screening survey you'd see in the sport program. And there's physical activity, different physical activity, and friends influencing your physical activity, breakfast and nutrition, sleep, and alcohol use. This is the high school version. Remember, we've got middle school and elementary school versions of these programs. So that's your first screening survey, and that's what you'll lead with for your first lesson. Your second screening survey addresses marijuana because that's the second lesson. So these screening surveys were adjusted so that they flow from week to week. They're not quite as redundant, but they make a little bit more sense. So whereas the first screening survey on alcohol asked, did you participate in any physical activity last year? The second screening survey question asked, did you play any sports or physical activities last week? So that's because you've got that week-to-week implementation. So it flows much nicer. And of course, as you can see, number 5, this is lesson 2 on marijuana. You're going to ask them about their marijuana use. Lesson 3, you're going to ask them about their e-cigarette use. Okay. And then your goal plan is the same. So your screening surveys are different from week to week. Your feedback is different. Your goal plan is the same. You want to encourage all these health behaviors, plenty of sleep, eating a healthy breakfast, lots of fruits and vegetables, lots of physical activity every day, and practicing stress controls on a weekly basis, if not daily basis. So, and of course, avoiding alcohol, avoiding marijuana, avoiding e-cigarettes, all those. And so you've got a goal plan to do just that. Now, your feedback for lesson number 1, alcohol, which is sport feedback. There's an introduction. This is the classroom version. You can present this to a group of youth in 2 or more. You've got an introduction. You've got implementing your screening survey, which I just showed you, and then your feedback on that. So This is essentially the sport lesson, and you'll be presenting this to your group as lesson number 1. And then after the end of the lesson, you'll be implementing your goal plan. The feedback, by the way, is again on each of those health behaviors, right? Physical activity in the last year, regular physical activity norms, breakfast and nutrition, sleep, and alcohol use. At the end of the feedback, there's questions and content and feedback about alcohol, how alcohol can harm you, cause life problems. Most kids don't use alcohol, etc. That's the first lesson, lesson 1. Then there's a goal plan. Lesson number 2, this following week, flows right into that. That's the marijuana lesson. So again, it's been adopted, different images, a little bit different content, so that it flows better than if you were to have, let's say, all 3 separate lessons and you just implemented them one week after another week. So this is designed if you want to integrate these lessons over a 2 or 3 week period, the Sport 3. Okay, so any questions about Sport 3, PPW? Was that helpful for you? Did that make sense? That was, I think, what was that, Laura? Wanted to see that. Was that okay, Laura? Do you or anybody else have any other questions about them? Okay, thank you very much. So, all right, so that's Sport 3, the new Sport 3 3-lesson program, alcohol, marijuana, and e-cigarettes. Now let's take a look at, let's shift gears, and let me stop right at this point. And let me pull up, if I can, in just a moment here, a sample of the parent program for you guys, okay? I'm just gonna shut this down. And let's see here, parent program. Just hang with me just a little bit as I locate these many things. I'm going to take a look at the parent program. There we go. I'm pulling it up. And now I'm going to see if I could find it on my screen. There it is. And I'm going to grab onto it for you. So here's a sample of the parent program. This particular one, as you can see, is the sport alcohol parent program. So what you're seeing here are, again, a redacted sample of the slides. So you got 3 things with the parent program. You get the slides that you use to train your parents in the PPW model, how to present positive communication, how to get them to your youth to set goals at home. Secondly, you get step-by-step directions. And thirdly, really the 2 key things, slides for training and a handout for parents, which summarizes all this and gives them more content so that they could take that home. They could practice if they want, but they have the content there in goal plans to help their kids with that home. So we could take a little look at some of the slides here. The goals for the training of parents is to get parents aware of the need to communicate with their youth about avoiding and preventing substance use while also promoting healthy behaviors, which is so important for mental and physical health. Then they're going to help your parents in your group that you're training introduce them to this 3-step evidence-based model, which integrates prevention with wellness, and then have them practice those messages. Depending on how long you want to run a training, you can do a training within an hour or 2. You can do it all morning or all afternoon. It's up to you. That depends on how much time you want to spend, and allow parents to practice these messages and the goal plan. And so there's a lot here, actually. There's a lot here. The training, again, the online training, really good because it goes over all of this and says, Well, you could present this or you could drop this out depending on the needs of your parents, because really we've really given you a lot of content here to present to parents. Some of it may be something you want to present, some may not be. We've identified that which is essential. But for example, right off the bat here, there is a slide on a percentage of ever substance use behaviors among high school adolescents in the United States. And what you don't see here is there's also notes in the slides, because this is a PDF of the slides. There's notes in the slides which help guide you or remind you of how to present this to your parents. So we got slides on healthy, not just substance use, but also other risk behaviors for chronic disease like sleep. And these just show you, hey, look at alcohol, marijuana, vaping, e-cigarettes, and marijuana, the top three. Youth are not getting sleep, they're not eating breakfast, they're not getting physical activity, they're not eating fruits and vegetables. Let's look at relationships between wellness behaviors and ever using marijuana. This is actually not accurate because this should be alcohol, because this is the alcohol program. But anyways, there's a bunch of slides here you can present, or you can leave some of these out. There's a nice conclusion for you to highlight for your parents. Now we're looking at substance use and mental indicators, feeling sad or hopeless. And we're looking at, again, physical activity, nutrition, sleep. So there's good information here with conclusions. And really the key slide here is the benefits of a healthy lifestyle: less substance use, better physical and mental health, quality of life, etc. And then there's slides on the behavior image model. This is the theory. If you want to discuss theory with your teachers, your parents, you're welcome to do it, or you may want to omit that. The training will help sort of guide you in that. But here's some information about the theory and the messaging. Then you really get to the core of it. This is where you're going to have your parents think about their kids' health behaviors: physical activity, nutrition, sleep, alcohol, drug use. And then after that, you're going to give them some sample messaging. So these sample messages are right out of the PPW program manuals. So physical activity in the last year, you could have your parents practice some of these messages, and they could ad lib and they could add some more. But the idea here is for parents to start learning how to link discussing benefits of healthy behavior like physical activity. Hey, physical activity is great. If you get plenty of physical activity, it'll give you a lot of energy and make you feel good about yourself and look fit and strong. And by the way, alcohol really sort of works against that, really drains your energy and works against you being successful in sports and school. So you get a chance to share these messages with parents. You let parents practice these messages. And there's just a whole bunch of content here for, and again, goes through all of the key behaviors: physical activity, breakfast, nutrition, sleep, stress control, and for sport, alcohol; for marijuana, parent program, cannabis. So you're going to have some messages about substance use as well. Then you're going to talk about how youth can how parents can tailor their messages to their youth to improve reception, how they can ask their youth stop and think questions. Again, lots and lots of things, tips for providing positive messages to their youth. So it's a great, great training for parents. And you could reduce it to a core to make it briefer. And you could expand it if you want to include more content and more practice for the youth, but it goes for the parents, but it goes from that feedback to the goal plan. And there's a discussion of the components of the goal plan. There's a link so that, parents can actually pull up a goal plan and make a copy for their youth. And then suggestions to help talk to the youth to help set a goal at home, set healthy goals at home, other parent caregiver tips. So lots and lots of information. There's even a built-in evaluation we want the parents to take so that your training will be evaluated. It comes to us, we look at it, we send it to you. So there's a feedback loop. So you train parents, you get feedback from us, and we can help you if there's any problems with training. And there's other resources to share with, to point parents to on our website under the resources page. So that's the training. This is the slides you use, but then you get this very, very important a guide for parents. You make copies of the guide. You could even email the guide to parents if you want, or you can do both, but that's really important. That's the material for the parents. So that's the parent program. Any questions about the parent program? Let me know. Felicia, okay, you're good. Let me pause at this point. Is there anything else you want to see? Anybody else want to see any of the other new programs? Any of the existing programs that we offer at PPW? I'm happy to show you resources, samples of any of these. And you could email me anytime. I think I'm confused. I just step out. All right, Lisa, what are you confused about? I think I'm confused. I had to step out. Are these two sport programs? So what I showed, Lisa, was the first one was the new Sport 3 lesson program that you present to youth. And it addresses alcohol, marijuana, and e-cigarettes. And it comes in a high school, middle school, elementary school version, and it comes in a group version, and it comes in a one-on-one version. So that's that. This here I'm showing you is a parent program. So it comes with slides, and it comes with a handout to parents. And essentially, you're training the parents to present the same positive behavior images and messages to their youth and goal setting to the youth at home. So this is a parent training program. So if you have parents that you like to train, if you have a parent training program and you want one that's number one, briefer, it can be done in a single session. And number two, you want one that's more positive and broader than just addressing substance use, but also addresses healthy lifestyle behaviors. This would be something you might be interested in, our PPW parent programs. The parent programs come in different versions. Lisa, the sport parent program addresses alcohol, comes right out of the sport program. The marijuana parent program comes right out of the marijuana program. So we've essentially adapted the youth program that you could present to youth, and we put it into a format that you can train parents and give them the resources to reinforce your messaging with their youth at home. Does that make sense? Let me see if there's any other comments there. Okay, thank you. Missed the first part. No problem. Thank you for the information. Let me see. Thank you for the information. I had to jump off the webinar. Have a good day. You're welcome. I missed the first part. Thanks. That's good. Let me see if I missed any messages from anybody. Anybody want to see anything else before we wrap things up? Thank you for the information. That's no, okay. So I think I got everybody's message, right? Last chance. Anybody want to see anything? Don't forget, you'll be hearing from me today. I'll be sending you a link to this recorded session, the slides, a certificate. If you don't get it, check your spam because of the attachments. It was probably sent there. Anytime you want to request a sample of, redacted sample of any of our programs, you can email me at info@preventionpluswellness.com. I'll be happy to send that to you. You want to learn more, go to our website, preventionpluswellness.com. Lots and lots of good information there, tools. Don't forget to check out the resources page. There's a lot of free resources there for those of you that work in the area of prevention and health promotion. Okay, I don't see anything else, so I'm going to say goodbye. We got off early. Well, it took a lot of time, actually, but I enjoyed it. I hope you did. I hope you found something useful. God bless you for all you do. Thank you for working with youth and families in your region. Stay safe. Have a great summer. And if we can help in any way, just reach out to us and let us know. We'd be happy to do that. And have a great day, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.